Dragon Raider Valhalla, and welcome to Destiny. Now, if you guys don't remember anything that happened recently, one, I got a new gun right here. It's a very Russian-sounding weapon, and that's really about it. Other than that, I really haven't had anything to do on here, so I've literally just been doing random, because why not? Yeah, that's really all there is to say about that specifically. I am downloading games, so do expect a little bit of lag and possibly crashing. So don't expect too much content from me today because it's the bigger games. You should play D2. I've played D2. It sucked because the campaign is like, if I sat there for like maybe 2 hours, I get it done before the day even ends. Like, my parents can go to bed at 9 o'clock and I can finish it even before 12, at least. I ain't playing that crap again, unless they make it so the DLC is actually free, because they said that the first DLC you'd get for free. I never received that, so... one version that was free. I'm not gonna buy a DLC, like a $60 DLC, just to play the game some more. It would have more potential if it was more like Destiny in the first place. You know, you didn't need to have a DLC, but it was better if you did. Because like, even my friend Nikki agrees, D2 sucked because of that. Like, it was a fun game. The only problem was, you didn't have enough stuff to do, and you were always limited. In this one, you could do Crucible, you could do Vanguard missions, you can still go to Mars, you could still go do stuff on Old Russia Earth. And you could still get DLC related stuff, but you just couldn't use it until you had the DLC. So I played D2, but it doesn't feel the same as Destiny. Mostly because you don't have as many options to do stuff. Like this stuff right here. This stuff you'd have to buy stuff for. Like the moon. Can't go there on D2, can you? I can. So I don't play D2 mostly because it just has a lack of content. It's so just, there's nothing to do. Like, here's the best that I would be able to do. Finish the campaign once, and then just free roam everything. That's all I would be able to do. Because there's nothing to do. And I've already heard that suggestion thousands regardless times, and I say the same thing, so don't feel like I'm targeting you. That is an exact reason why I don't play D2. Because it's just straight up trash. There's not enough stuff to do. Like, it has potential, just not clear potential. And also, play Gambit. Don't even know what Gambit is. Don't know what Gambit is. No, I want to use this gun that has 78 rounds with a 400 RPM. Just so everyone's aware, I have played D1 a lot. It's on D2. Well, that doesn't mean I know what it is. Again, I finished D2 campaign, and then everything just kind of fuzzy. That's all I remember out of D2. So, saying Gambit on D2, you act like I play D2 enough to remember what that is? No, it's cause that I beat the campaign and tried to do some of the stuff otherwise. That I streamed all of my D2 sessions, or a good majority of them anyway. I did all the story missions and I loved it, but there wasn't enough story to it. Like, even the free roams have stuff that can relate to missions like that. And it still just doesn't feel right to me. Especially because, again, the DLC you were first supposed to get was the one that was going to be free, and I never received that. And I downloaded the one that was free for PS Plus at the time that it was free for PS Plus. So, again, The reason I don't like it is because there's not enough stuff to do on it. Say what you think, but you're not listening. I played the campaign, I tried to do some of the multiplayer stuff, and it just wasn't as fun as D1 was. Trust me, I remember playing D1 and D2, and D1 was still overall the better one. The only thing I really was excited for in D2 was the fact that you could have a compound bow as a secondary and or primary. That was exciting to me. And I still never got it. So don't try to pull that on me. I explained word for word exactly what I've done, and say it's just because I did the story missions. The story missions, yeah, I first did. But even with that, that was still fun. But it was not like Destiny 1 where the campaign can extend, but it's better to have a DLC. But you could still play a campaign and still get a full story out of it. D2 really didn't give you a full story. It was, oh, you finished here? Okay, well, now you have to buy a $60 DLC. Because at the time, pre-ordering that DLC was $60. Compared to, if I went on like Call of Duty or something, most DLCs are like $15 each. Which means, literally, I could spend way less money on Call of Duty than I could on here. Or I could just buy the equivalent of $60 of DLCs, which is 4 DLCs, and that's full maps of, like, let's see, it's 4 multiplayer maps, and, like, what is it? So, like, 4 multiplayer maps and a zombies map, depending on which Call of Duty you're playing. Sounds like a better deal than let me spend $60 for one DLC with just a little bit of story and some weaponry. Do you guys kind of see my DC in here? D2 is more expensive than most games if you don't, which means I could spend significantly less just playing any other game. So I see where you come from, but that's not correct. That's a strike and a half. I'm the trash man. That's gonna kill me. Fine, no dance party then. Got depressed. This guy like walked over, so I was like, you know what, Carlston? Do you play Saints Row? No, I don't. And I don't have the money to buy it, so if you ask me to buy it unless you're buying it for me, I can't do anything about that. I've played Saints Row. Can't play Saints Row because I don't have money. Because I'm a poi boy. Had a big itch on my nose, I still do. I love how subtle the footsteps are in this game. But they're really not subtle, because I could still hear them, and I'm not even really paying attention, and I could just hear... And this is why people are somewhat afraid of me on Siege, because I can just hear the very subtle things even if I'm talking or someone else is talking. Yeet. Check your freaking cave, my dude. It's nothing. Nothing, nothing at all. Plus, I never really got into Saints Row. Just wasn't my kind of thing. I'll kill something bigger than me before I run out of munitions. That's what my gun's used for. That was perfect. Oh my. Let's see, what else do I have? I need to do more forge victories. And fallen majors and ultras. Those are all fairly easy enough, especially on Russia. Let me repeat myself, in Russia. The chunk. That's gotta hurt. Hey, excuse me. Excuse me. Health depleted. Do I still play Borderlands 2? I have to re-download it, but yeah, I would. I would still be playing it, but I'm currently downloading a different game. Or at least I started it last night and it still hasn't finished. Like, 1 out of the 5 things finished. It would be Modern Warfare Remastered, the newer one. That's still got to finish, but our internet goes off at like 1 o'clock, so it kind of deadlines how it should download, and then it has to restart all the downloads, so I had an error to fix this morning. But other than that, it's gonna take like a couple hours, essentially. Like, it says 67 hours for a 96 gigabyte game. So, I'm not gonna be able to play it until tomorrow, if that. Yeah, so it's a big game. I don't think I have any of these. Yeah, I don't have any SIVA offerings, which is impressive considering I usually have them. Well, looks like I'm going on a witch hunt. Also, just to clarify on things that'll do on games for future people who come to this stuff, I usually mess about, but if I feel like actually trying to do something, it's usually on GTA or Siege. So, like, I'm slowly debating upon getting into the whole ranked playing thing. mainly just because I get bored, and plus a lot of renown is earned through that kind of stuff. So I'm tempted to kind of get back into the whole play Siege for ranked issue. But I don't really care for ranked all that much, mostly because people are just really sweaty in general. Like, even on casuals, I see this all the time on casuals. Someone is sweating for the worst, the worst of reasons. Literally, I saw a, like, everyone says rank meets everything, then how come I can kill a Silver 2? Silver 2 is still pretty high on the scale, so saying they're bad is falsified. But, essentially, it's just one of those moments where it's like, okay, sure. Say what you will about a Silver. I was once a Silver too, but somebody in my friend group decided I'm not going to take the game seriously, so I kind of lost my Silver 2 ranking. But the highest rank I've ever been is a Silver 2. So just so everyone's aware, I'm not bad at Siege, but I'm not great at Siege. Silver 2 is still pretty high on the mark, though. Ow. I really don't want to die, because then that's going to suck for me, because then I have to respawn entirely. I'm doing this. Maybe you could, like, not. Yeah, they're sending more people to kill us with. I used to. BO4 just doesn't feel good either. I used to play it a lot, though. Like, I'm good at it. I just don't like the people in it. A lot of really pathetic plays is what I see a lot. Mostly people who think they're good by sitting in a corner with like a burst or something. And I'll use that exact same burst running around the map. Sometimes I'll sit in a corner, but that's because I know better than to rush an area if it's filled with the amounts of death that I see. So I don't play Black Ops 4 anymore, but I still play Black Ops 3. Because at least that one was decent. And, you know, didn't make me want to, you know, completely kill everything in existence. And also, how do I get back in? Displacer key, I have those. Well, fine, I didn't want to do this anyway. Frickin' howdy. It's like, did you want to do that? Nah, it's too dangerous. Well, fine, I didn't want to do it anyway. This is so sad. Also, just so everyone's aware, I do intend to play more GTA, I do intend to play more BO3, I do intend to play more World War Z. But the first things first is I need to wait for the boys to get on eventually, because they usually get on about 11 and 12, sometimes 1 o'clock in the evening. So around the time I woke up like normally, which was like 2 in the afternoon, they'd be on. But at this point, it's like, I woke up at like 10 this morning, like 9 this morning, sorry. No, it was like 9-ish, almost 10. So I woke up only like less than an hour ago. So I'm still kind of drowsy, but awake enough to be ecstatic in a video. So I feel good, I am good, I'm I'm sore because my elbow hurts, especially because if I haven't said this on stream yet, I wanted to get back into bow staff fighting. I decided bow staffing was a good idea considering Corona. And I was practicing one day and I straight up hit my elbow. Like, full force hit my elbow. So I have a huge bruise on my elbow right now, like I could see it. If I join you on GTA, can you help me get money? I could tell you right now, Gerald is doing a, like, Gerald's, like, I don't know if you saw it, but Gerald's, like, paying $10,000 per mission. Hey, Nikki. So, if you were to join me or not, there's 10,000 payout. So you could do 10 missions, get 100,000, and then continue from that. It'll continue stacking up. So I suggest do some Gerald missions, because not everybody enjoys shooting. So you could really just be a driver or something, and then just kind of stick to the combat less. But Gerald, like I said, pays out 10,000 minimum per mission, and max I've seen is like 19,000 with like 2 or 3 people. So, strongest suggestion, go do Gerald missions. It's like 10,000 to 19,000 depending on how many people you have and how much you actually do. So, strongest advice I can give there. Otherwise, buy a bunker or a nightclub, or even just buy an arcade, because if you buy an arcade, it's cheap and you can get about 5,000 every day if you waited long enough. You do that, my dude. And none of these are better than my current gear, so let's just... Okay, then. So I don't want that on the side of my head. Are those same? Okay, they were the same thing. They have different stats, though. That might be the thing. Auto rifle loader, increased melee attack speed, gain bonus melee energy on grenade hits. So this one's actually better. This one was sniper rifle loader, so I'll take my chances with the devil. Party invite? Alright. Hang on then. I'll dance with the devil before I use that one that looked like it had a giant freaking wall on my head. Or near my head. That's just really annoying, and it doesn't match anything on my armor. I hate it. Hate. Everyone says hate's a strong word. I hate that. Looks so stupid. Don't understand how people wear stuff like that. I understand if you're low level, but holy crap. Then Nikki's on frickin' Rec Room. Frickin' Rec Room, Nikki. I never realized that I keep getting spin metal. I need to get like relic iron, which is usually found in the Mars region. That helium. Actually. Yeah, that sounds about right. Bonjour, Nikki. Ça va?
Ça va.
Bueno. Just so everyone's aware, that's a little bit of French. Sometimes we do it daily, sometimes we don't. Frickin' Destiny's been on the fritz lately. So it's kind of been annoying lately. I'm sitting over here trying to use the... Still don't know how to say this gun. You remember that one gun you get at the very beginning of the game?
What's this?
7G-OX, sound familiar? Or 0X? 7G-0X?
The exotic?
Yeah, it's an exotic. The one that I'm currently using.
Yeah.
So I got that because I know how to get it besides using the one you get from the original state. So if you want it, I can get it for you, or we can do the mission for it.
What did you say? You might cut out like that whole sentence.
Oof. If you wanted it for like one of your other characters, if you decide to do another character at some point, I can help you get it. or you know just use it as a free like a free exotic exotic shard. But it's a really fun weapon, and you get to choose the firing modes. You have burst, semi, and full. You can have 78 rounds max, from what I can tell.
Nice.
So, a lot of rounds, more than default stuff you find that are purple usually and exotic, I'm pretty sure. And it actually dealt a decent amount of damage. It was just, or sorry, let me rephrase that, because that was not the proper word. Dealt a proper amount of damage for it to be okay, but there are still some guns that can outdo it in fire rate. But it has a steady enough fire rate, and you can change the RPM. Like, it goes, normally it's 450, but you could set it so it's 900. And it grants bonus stability instead of range. So,
Oh no, I'm thinking about reducing and making our hunter again.
I'm gonna ask you to do this. Get a warlock.
I already tried it.
In D2 or D1?
In D1.
Okay, did you ever get the arc ability for them?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Not as much as I like hunter's abilities now, but it was fun.
Have you tried the Titan stuff? All of their abilities?
I've tried the hammer.
The solar?
I forgot. I think so, yeah.
Solar is the hammer is solar. I remember this because that's my highest level 1, and that only needs like Firekeeper. That one's really good.
I think I've tried out all of them. I just only remember the hammers.
That's because the hammer is the dopest out of all of them.
I don't even remember what the other two were.
There's the one you're talking about, the one you remember is the Sunbreaker. Then there's the Defender, which is the Void stuff, which is essentially a barrier that defends you from everything. It can protect you and your allies, and it's an indestructible shield for a certain amount of time. The last one, which is the one I've been using recently, is the Striker class, which is their arc ability. Essentially, they slam their fist on the ground, and it's a thing called Fist of Havoc.
Yeah, no, I remember clearly now.
That's everything. But they're both really fun.
Hunter was just the most interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. I do say get another one, so that way if we're doing a certain raid, like a hunter isn't doing it, you know. I think that's reasonable to say and reasonable to do. Like I have one of every class for every situation. I just need to work on getting them higher light level.
I need to get a new sword.
You need to get a new sword?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're still trying to get the one that looks like the Taken. Or is it the Taken or the Fallen?
Taken.
Okay, well. I'm gonna go work on my Warlock. So, I got World War II yesterday. When could we play it? Whenever that's not right now. Because I can tell you, like, last night I was playing World War II, and, I may have been a bit murderous. So,
I don't have this in download. No, I don't.
you need to download it, my dude. Just so everyone's aware, I have this, but I'm not doing that raid unless I have the amount of people needed to do it. Because in order to get the exotic form of... Nikki, remember the Necros? The hive gun that you need to do?
Oh, yeah.
The only way to get it to exotic is to do the raid that requires 6 people, and even with 6 people, makes you want to die.
To get it? No, you don't.
Yeah?
No?
You need to get Essence of Oversoul. You need to get a thing called Essence of Oversoul. That was a raid thing.
That was never required for me.
Then you didn't get the Necros. So unless you found it at random, the only other way to get it is to do that and get the Essence of the Oversoul. Because you got to remember also, Nikki, there's like 2 forms of this gun.
Yeah, I know.
Of the exotic, so maybe you didn't get that like the Necros, but you got the other one. But I have the Necros, I'm pretty sure, and I need to get the Essence.
I still have the Necros, and it doesn't require me the Essence.
Did you get it from a crate?
I got it. I forgot where I got it, but like, it doesn't, for me at least, it doesn't need it.
That's because it's double XP, my dude. On World War II, everything's double XP right now. So the reason you leveled up in 3 matches, mostly because it double XP. Also, what up? What up, guild? I'm just gonna go do this for whatever reason I decide because I'm bored at this point. Let's go do the Shadow Thief and hope not die a horrible, gruesome death by falling, because that is a very common death. I'm just kidding. It's not a common death for me. It's always something bigger than me that kills me. But that would be a different story if I was the Titan. Because 78 rounds is a lot.
What was the last mission for the Taken?
You mean for what's it called? The Taken King?
Yeah.
The last mission is when you kill the king. The Taken King.
I think I've done that.
Yeah, we've done that. We've done that several times. We did it when I was doing it, we did it when you were doing it, we did it with one of my other friends that I haven't talked to in like 3 million years, so I don't remember him anymore. We did it quite a bit of times. We also did it because it was a weekly raid.
How in the world do I get the missions in?
I don't know, you just have to do it. I'm liking the campaign. It's because the campaign was based out of the actual World War II stuff. Like, I can tell you right now, when I play the campaign, I could tell you almost every event possible.
Like, what's it called? I'm thinking about resetting my character, but like, I don't want to get through all that progress.
Don't restart your character, just make a new character, because you have 3 slots. So you can have one that's a gunslinger, one that's a void. And that's just straight pristine right there. Because that would mean you'd have a lot of character.
I don't want to go through all that again, to be honest.
Trust me, I wouldn't either, but I did it 3 times with different characters, with completely different styles. Well, yeah, but if you want to have another hunter, you have to do it anyway. So either way, you're kind of in the situation of, it's either I do or I don't. That's a cursed thrall. I hate them with a fiery passion. Not because they're hard to kill, because they're annoying. Like, I think... Nick, you remember what the cursed thralls are, right? Do you find them annoying too, or is that just me?
I think that's just you.
Okay, well... I find it annoying because if you're in a sticky situation as it is, that's just not helping you at all. Oh, that's right. Shotgun. What of it? I've noticed shotguns in this game are extremely usable, and I love it. And I just need to get one that's like a purple, and I'll be way more happy. And also, for those of you wondering, why do I like shotguns so much? Who doesn't love to run around and blow people in half with a literal piece of metal? Especially if they have incendiary cells, that's always really nice too. This is not the right way. This is. Also, Nikki, do you want to play Siege and or World War II in a little bit?
World War II, maybe not. Siege, you know I'm always up for.
Wait, so you said maybe not to?
Yeah.
See, to World War II? Okay. Let me know, because I'm currently in a raid, so you have plenty of time to think about it. Warlocks. Overpowered melee ability. Are they good? They are, if you have an upgraded arc ability. Mostly because that's just terrifying.